Hello everybody, here's my attempt at explaining body fluids and circulation based on NCRT. So, hope everyone's doing well and studying well. Cell is the biochemical factory. Now, cell needs nutrients, gases, hormones. It those are supposed to be sent to the cell, and the waste that is produced inside the cell is supposed to be taken out from the cell. So it's transported to the cell, and the waste is also transported outside the cell by blood. So there are two types of circulatory blood. The two types of circulatory blood systems: the blood vascular system, which is the major system, and the lymphatic system. Blood vascular system consists of closed type, which includes blood, heart, blood vessels. Blood vessels are further divided into arteries, veins, and capillaries. Then lymphatic system consists of lymph and lymph vessels. Blood is the main circulating fluid of the body. So the functions: it transports materials like hormones, gases, minerals, foods, and waste. It maintains homeostasis, managing pH and osmotic balance. It provides protection, immunity, prevents hemorrhage like loss of blood by clotting. And then we need to understand how it goes on in different different organisms. So in lower organisms like sponges and coelenterates, essential materials like nutrients and gases or waste is transported by water current of surroundings. So suppose this is something, okay, this is something, and there's water around it, okay. So the waste is going to go into the water, and nutrients and oxygen from the water are going to go into this directly. Now, what is blood? Blood is the main circulatory fluid. There are 5 to 6 liters of blood present in human body. It forms the 7 to 8% of body weight, and it is composed of straw-colored viscous fluid called blood plasma. 55% of blood plasma is present, and 45% formed elements like RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. It is a specialized fluid connective tissue. Fibers are absent. The matrix is not secreted by own cells. It has blood plasma and it has formed elements. So revise well. Anyways, so blood plasma is 90 to 92% water, 6 to 8% proteins, and then the proteins are further divided into fibrinogen, albumin, and globulin. Fibrinogen it helps in clotting, albumin helps in osmotic balance and pH, and globulin helps in defense. These three are the major proteins. Blood plasma also have ions in small amount, positive and negative both, amino acids, glucose, hormones in variable amounts, always in transit, always transitioning, changing, moving in and out of the body. So they're always in transit. And the formed elements: RBCs, red blood cells, 5 to 5.5 millimeters, 5 to 5.5 million per millimeter cube. WBCs are 6,000 to 8,000 per millimeter cube. WBCs are also called leukocytes. RBCs are also called erythrocytes. Platelets or thrombocytes are 1.5 lakh to 3.5 lakh per millimeter cube. Clotting proteins are fibrinogen and thrombin. They are normally in inactive form. Globulins they help in osmotic balance. The alpha and beta globulins and the gamma globulins are immunoglobulins. They help in defense. They are called defense proteins, and they fight antigens. They fight antigens, different uh, strange antigens, like not the same as us, you know. Okay. There's something called serum too. Now, what is serum? Serum is blood without formed elements and clotting proteins. It's basically like plasma without clotting proteins. It has water, immunoglobulins, ions, electrolytes, everything, but it does not have formed elements and clotting proteins like fibrinogen. What are erythrocytes? Erythrocytes are RBCs, red blood cells, red blood corpuscles. Number of RBCs 5 to 5.5 million per millimeter cube. In mammals, they are non-nucleated and biconcave, but in most of the mammals, not all the mammals. In camel, it's biconvex, and in amphibians, they are nucleated. On an average, 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin is present in 100 gram of blood. Now the formation. How are these formed? In the fetal life, first in the yolk sac, then in the spleen and the liver, then in the bone marrow. After the birth and childhood, bone marrow of all bones, and as the person grows up and becomes an adult, only the bone marrow of the long bones. So, and as for 12 to 16 gram hemoglobin, it can be different. In females, it's only 12 to 14, and in males it's 14 to 16. In females it is so because females go through blood loss during uh, periods and also, and there are other factors too which I'm not aware of, so we might learn that, but it's mainly the menstruation, I think. Anyways, so this is a bone. This is the end of the long bone called epiphysis, and this is the these are hemopoietic stem cells. Erythroblast. These make RBCs. Average lifespan of RBCs is 120 days. Now, after they die, they go into the spleen. The spleen is called the graveyard of RBCs. After dying, they go into the spleen, and then they are further destroyed and the hemoglobin is removed. Then after that, the iron containing part of the hemoglobin is sent for new RBC formation. Then WBCs, also called leukocytes, they are nucleated and colorless because they don't have any respiratory pigment. On an average, 6,000 to 8,000 millimeter per cube. WBCs are, they can be of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils are granulocytes. Monocytes and lymphocytes are agranulocytes. Now, these are the now the difference is not the only difference here is that monocyte is like big. Other than that, it's the shape of the nucleus. This is amoeboid, this is S shaped, this is round, this is kidney shaped, and this looks like a telephone. Okay, so eosinophils 2 to 3%, basophils are 1%, they are the least abundant. 60 to 65% neutrophils, they are the most abundant. Lymphocytes are 20 to 25%, and monocytes are 6 to 8%. Eosinophils help in allergic reactions, they resist allergies and are against parasitic infections. Basophils work like mast cells, as we read in while we were learning tissues. Mast cells secrete histamine, serotonin, and heparin, so do basophils. Neutrophils are phagocytic cells, they engulf the pathogen and destroy them. Monocytes are also phagocytic, and lymphocytes are of two types, B and T, they both work on immunity. And this was something, and after that, we are here. Okay, blood group. Platelets, the last one, because we were done with WBCs. Platelets are cellular fragments, not the cell, they are cellular fragments of megakaryocytes. Megakaryocytes are cells with a large nucleus. They are large nucleated cells clotting factors proteins. So these are then broken down into stellate shaped particles, the cellular fragments, and these are called platelets. They are non-nucleated, and they don't have nucleus, they have clotting factors. These dots are clotting factors, so they help in coagulation of blood. And if there is, there are less platelets, then you can get diseases, and because no blood will be coagulated and you'll die of blood loss. It happens in dengue disease. So let's learn about a few cases. When there are a lot of RBCs, the condition is called polycythemia. When the RBCs are a lot. At higher altitude where oxygen is low, count of RBCs is more. Low RBCs, anemia, sickle cell anemia. There are a lot of type of anemias, but we can remember this one. WBCs. When they are less, the condition is called leukocytopenia. When platelets are less than normal, thrombocytopenia. Now, blood groups based upon specific antigens at the surface of RBCs. There are two types of blood groupings, mainly ABO grouping and RH grouping, rhesus monkey. We can make another video about this. This is very cool. I think I'm done for now. Thank you for watching the video. Study well, take care of yourself.